You were listening to StageCraft. Yes.
StageCraft here.
Listen, everyone.
Make it big.
We are so honored and excited because right now,
Yeah.
at Double Sharp Audio,
Uh-huh.
live to tape, from Delray through Arlington, ladies and gentlemen, the great Jong Lee is with us here today. Come on. Oh.
Well, I'm standing next to the mountain, chop it down with the edge of mine. I'm standing next to the mountain, chop it down with the edge of mine. Gonna pick up all the pieces and make an island. Might raise a little sand. I'm a voodoo child. Lord knows I'm a voodoo child. Voodoo child. Didn't mean to take up all your sweet time. Give it back to you each one of these days. Didn't mean to take up all your sweet time. It's back to you each one of these days. Might see you again in this world. See you on the next one and don't be late. Lord knows I'm a voodoo child. Wow, this thing really went out of tune.
Nice.
Jong Lee, everybody.
Good job. Good
Goddamn
job.
bringing it.
Yeah.
Goddamn bringing it.
You're listening to StageCraft on WER. Arlington Radio.
96.7.
FM.
All up in
Stay
your
tuned
ear
for
hole.
Chicken Man and the Flower Power Hour. Plug.
All right,
Yeah.
so we are at Double Sharp Audio in Delray. One Delray business owner talking to another here, and just having a blast, having a ball. I missed out on the Delray Business Association holiday party. Just running back and forth between inner ear and here today.
What if there was Catherine for the 4 mile and you should plug the 4 mile run farmers
Yes.
market, please. Can you do that?
Yes.
And the stage at the 4 Mile Run
my
Farmers
gosh,
Market.
the 4MR stage. Jong has graced our stage several times over the years, and that's why I wanted him very much here. He has shown off his new creations, and he's just the ultimate musician, singer, songwriter, and just one of great thoughts. I've read many of your Facebook diatribes, and and they always make me think, and I'm always so impressed with what's on your mind.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool.
I'm actually
It's pretty
impressed that
cool.
people actually read those things.
Yes, I do. And yeah. So anyway, the market is we have performers 10 a.m. to 12 or 1, depending if we're inside or outside.
Love the 10
Yeah.
a.m. start time. That is the new
Yes.
golden hour. Everybody knows it.
Yep. And
Question, you guys. So it is the holiday season. Bing Crosby, right? We're all familiar with Bing.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, Bing. He's
You ever hear any?
He's
Bing
related
Crosby?
to David Crosby.
Oh,
Bing Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Amazing.
There's a band I could get
That would
behind.
be
He sings Christmas songs.
Crosby, Stills, and Hope.
Did he do the little drummer boy with
it,
David Bowie?
White Christmas.
Was that Bing Crosby who did
Yeah,
that?
he did it. I think. I think he did.
Bing Crosby did a lot of records. He did a lot of
Yeah.
records. Also, Bing Crosby. I don't know if you ever heard this, Catherine, but Bing Crosby allegedly stoned on the marijuana all the time.
Really?
The Bing?
Well, he sang
Well,
pretty
he had
well.
that smooth voice.
He really,
You know.
I've seen his movies.
Sounds relaxed.
Lay
Right?
that
Yeah, like
pistol
Perry
down,
Como.
boys. Lay that pistol down.
Yeah.
There it is.
Pistol packing mama. Lay that pistol down.
Boom.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
Wow.
John, are you stealing some of these ideas?
Yeah, well,
Gold.
David Crosby was like a role model of mine, and then I found out he was a musician, and I thought, like, wow, that's
man.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm hearing a lot of
The
interesting
world came
songs.
tumbling down.
my God.
Yeah.
I heard an interesting song on WERA
What
this
was,
week.
Was it?
I caught the
most-
very last part, but it was I drink my whiskey through a shotgun. And I was like,
Wow, that's not.
I'm going to look that up and hear the rest of it.
I've heard that
It
in
was
Vietnam,
cool, but he was singing it with gusto. It wasn't
Yeah.
like I'm sad.
Oh, he
I
was-
am
he-
a
he was super
badass
fired
drinking
up
whiskey
about it.
through it.
He was fired up. He was fired up.
So that
Yeah.
in the Ken Burns documentary on Vietnam, they talk about the troops back there, at least with a downtime that they had, some would turn or use their shotguns as bongs.
That is
And they
true.
would like load it up, and like the term shotgun, like when you like release the air valve, may
Oh.
have come from that.
Is that
It
where?
may-
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's Ken Burns.
Oh, man.
That's
Yeah.
your tax dollars at
I'm
work with the
learning
PBS.
something.
Well, Ken
Yeah.
Burns.
Learning, burning.
What's cool about Ken Burns is that he's not afraid to tackle any issue. Like his country music documentary
Never saw that one.
Nope.
was fascinating. I've got a buddy, Carl Straub.
Been on the show, Stagecraft
Yeah,
guest,
friend of the show.
friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Carl
Everyone.
Straub.
Yep. Great guitarist.
He was like, yeah, that guy, he really doesn't understand jazz music or country music.
Carl?
Yeah, Carl said about
About Ken Burns.
Hey, Carl, I gotta let him know because I
Calling
kind
him out.
of agree. Like Ken Burns does a great job of look. He makes great documentary films. We all agree on that, right? I mean,
It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of
content.
It's
And
a lot of
good-
content.
I'd say generally good stuff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he
anyway, my
Could
friend
trim
covers it.
down.
My friend Carl, who tends to have done his homework all
That's
the
nice,
time.
yeah.
He was like, yeah, he got jazz all wrong and he got country music all wrong.
Did he have some? Can you give us any?
he's a know-it-all.
Can you give us a little?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Well, apparently, in the Ken Burns country music documentary,
Mm-hmm.
he said that Louis Armstrong was a famous banjo player. And I don't think that's right.
Did he have some? Can you give us any?
He's a know-it-all.
Can you give us a little?
Yeah. Well, apparently, in the Ken Burns country music documentary,
Mm-hmm.
he said that Louis Armstrong was a famous banjo player. And I don't think that's right.
Are you got to be messing with us now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Oh,
You took us
for
down
goodness
this little
sake.
walk, and I was like,
Were we talking on the show the other day about how one of the Beatles albums was originally going to be called Eight Arms to Hold You?
Yes, I brought that up.
Did
Yeah.
you guys? Were you aware of this? This is some weird, wild stuff, Fred.
Oh.
Weird, wild stuff. I did not know that.
Eight Arms to Hold You.
Yeah, they did, but they nixed it because it was just so dumb of a name.
But it's like an octopus. It's like
Yes.
it's like an octopus.
Yeah, and it's 4 people with 8 arms.
Right.
Well, then no, that would be 32 arms. You got to phrase that
No.
better.
If you had,
Well, I didn't know there was
For
going to be
8
math
armed
at the
people?
show.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
So the Monkees, right? Michael Nesmith.
Nesmith.
yeah,
Rest in peace. Yeah.
that's a shame.
He was pretty cool. I
He was
liked
big.
Mike Nesmith.
Yeah,
And he would play his guitar in concert. He played his guitar
Yeah.
like in concert.
I'll tell you what, Jong Lee. Jong Lee is here, you guys. Jong Lee just played a Jimi Hendrix tune, Voodoo Child, I believe.
Until the guitar went out of tune, then it was like
But
kind
I-
of like
you worked around it.
some
I saw
moo-moo
you-
child.
The voodoo.
it's the
part.
voodoo.
Yeah.
But there's
there was some voodoo there.
There is the famous story about Jimi Hendrix was booked to be the opening act for the Monkees, and famously got booed off the stage.
Really?
Wow. Town
Really?
after town, yeah.
Alex, can you call Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm
up
gonna
and
get
see
on.
if
Let me
it's-
get.
Yeah, let's see
I
if
gotta
we
get him
can
on the phone here.
Straight
Get him
dope.
on the phone.
All right, Jimmy. So we had some problems with Nesmith.
Hey man, what's
Yeah.
up? Hey.
You know, I imagine like Jimi Hendrix and the Monkees. It was probably like when Faith No More and Guns N' Roses toured together. Only
Yeah.
Nesmith ended up taking a poop in Jimi Hendrix's helmet.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Oh.
Apparently, Prince was also booed while opening for the Rolling Stones.
That's correct in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Alex, I didn't know you had a direct line to
So many
the
people.
Yeah.
Who
Almighty.
you got on
So
there
many
now?
people.
Very
Uh,
nice to
Wow.
him.
Who you got on
Do you want to talk
Very
to Jim
special.
Morrison? He's on here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
No, you know,
A local boy.
a local boy. Yeah.
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 So?
Tell him
Yeah,
to come
I
over.
live right around the corner.
Oh, damn.
You want to see my Jim Morrison imitation?
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Ah.
Oh, he's just
Lady,
If we only
Made
had
it.
video. Where's
friends
corpse.
who are listening to the show, he's pretending to be a
a corpse.
he's pretending to be a dead person.
I can imitate many celebrities, only the dead ones.
Yes.
though.
Yes.
He's prolific amongst impersonators.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's some brutal shit. That's some brutal shit. What if any other parodies? Can you give us one more just to give it some holiday cheer? What's another overplayed Christmas song that you tackled?
Well, you know, it's always like what is it that like Last Christmas?
Did you do Last Christmas?
Of course I did that.
Should we listen to a quick segment? We can insert it into the show.
I did it as an outlaw country song.
Oh, cool.
So everything that has been done has been like it's been like a remix. So let me find this.
Well, we've reached the end of the Matrix. There are no more original ideas. We're all just here until
Especially for
Oh,
Christmas
no,
songs.
really?
yeah, it's
Aw,
over. We got
Hey, man, that you.
That's a
you didn't make
spoiler alert.
Did I the Matrix?
that. No, that idea about the Matrix.
We're at the end of it?
You stole that idea.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
No, it came out of my head just now.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Very next day, gave it away. This year, I'll save it from tears. Give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Very next day, gave it away. This year, I'll save it from tears. Give it to someone special. Once bitten and twice shy. I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, will you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, and it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas, I wrapped it up and said it. With no one saying, I love you and I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been. If you kiss me now, I know you do me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Very next day, gave it away. This year, I'll save you from tears. Give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Very next day, gave it away. This year, I save it from tears. Give it to someone special. A room with tired eyes, hiding from you when you're soul of ice. Oh my God, I thought you were something to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. Face on the lover, the fire in his heart. Laying undercover, but you tore his ass apart. Ooh. Now I found a real love, nothing gonna fool me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my Last Christmas, gave you my heart. Very next day, gave it away. This year, save it for me. Give it to someone special. Face on a lover with fire in his heart. Man undercover, tore his ass apart. Oh, maybe next year I'll give it to someone special. Give it to someone special. Give it to someone special. Give it to someone, give it to someone, give it to someone, give it to someone, give it to someone special.
I'm convinced that if you create your own spell, it has a greater effect on your life. But very many people don't have the confidence to do this as beginners. So I think a simple spell is to light the flame of a candle and to sprinkle a circle of salt around the area that holds the candle and you. And then write down on a piece of paper what it is you want to accomplish in a very simple statement, maybe a sentence or two. And then burn this in the flame of the candle, all the while concentrating very dynamically upon the effect of the flame. And when you have burned this to an ash, then you know that what you want is about to come your way. The main purpose in the practice of witchcraft is to generate within yourself a very high level of energy that will then carry you successfully through all situations. So the main point is to psych yourself up and reach some kind of an emotional, physical, intellectual high. And this is done through a very rigid, disciplined method of performing a ritual. The people who say they are witches, and there are very many thousands of them in the United States, may or may not be witches. That I don't know. I haven't gone through any spiritual.
I didn't know we could play songs on the phone. That way I can participate.
Jong Lee is a wizard, by the way, y'all.
Is he a literal wizard, as in he can perform a giant
I hope he is.
grand tricks? Not that
You don't know.
tricks.
He could be.
I've been doing them. You guys have been too busy talking to see these
Yeah.
great miracles
That's
I've
what we
been doing.
do, John. That we talk. We
He's
talk.
been doing backflips. He does them so fast you can't even. see.
20-sided die over there.
I'm actually a ninja.
Yeah. He's pretty
Impressive.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have to ask, you'll never know. Jong Lee is a wizard. Jong, I have to ask, are you excited about Sil Pancho's house? Now, this is the new restaurant right over, not far from Jive Sound.
No, I don't know about it.
Oh, my goodness.
Just coming into Delray?
I need to check it out.
I've seen it.
Is that?
You've seen Sil Pancho's house?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of psyched. It's right next to the church. It's between the church and the car wash.
Yep.
Right there.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm excited about is Banchan Chicken actually opening up
Boom.
Is that coming here?
down. Yes, that at Bradley Shopping Center.
I'm not
Oh
a
my
fan.
gosh,
I don't like it. I don't
Clogged
like
arteries are on my
Usually
way,
have-
but
It's not my
I am
jam.
going to be
Usually
so
you have
happy.
to go to like,
No.
Annandale to
It
get
is the
that.
best fried chicken in the world. Oh my gosh,
Korean
the
chicken
best.
place.
it. Nah, the best fried chicken in the world was my mom's. But, I'm glad everyone can enjoy some
A little
banchan.
biased.
Yeah, it's true. Hold on, I'm getting some pictures. Are you gonna?
Yeah,
are
hey
you-
everybody. Here's a song that I wrote a few years ago. The last time I performed it in front of people was at the Hard Times Cafe up there in the Tub Club. It was one of our holiday extravaganzas. And so without further ado,
Yeah, Fred Hoff.
this is the old-fashioned Christmas jam. It's an old-fashioned Christmas jam, the kind your mama used to make. You gotta break it out and spread it round and make Take it good, love, for goodness sake. Don't you know that it's all natural? And around this time of year, you spread that old-fashioned Christmas jam around like it was good cheer. Now old St. Nick and a Mrs. Claus, they sure got a fine recipe for that old-fashioned Christmas jam, believe you me. Take it, Jong. Now, St. Nick and Mrs. Claus, they sure got a fine recipe for that old-fashioned Christmas jam. Believe you me. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So that song, listen, I was living on Queen Street in Old Town Alexandria. at the
I
time
know it well.
With
Bilbo Baggins and all that.
well, not that close to the river.
Yeah, that farther. Yeah.
Over by not far from the Hard Times Cafe,
Yeah.
actually. And I had in the kitchen where I was living, I had opened a cupboard. You see, and inside of the cupboard, in the kitchen on Queen Street, there was a jar. And Don, there was a label on the jar. You know what it said?
I'm waiting here with bated breath.
It said Old Fashioned Christmas Jam.
Oh, God.
And I said, holy shit, man. And to be fair, I had been smoking weed. I was a little high, all right?
Yeah, so it
I
made
wasn't like really high, but I was kind of high. And I got excited when I saw this jar in the cupboard with the label in the kitchen called Old Fashioned Christmas Jam. And I scurried back down the hallway into the bedroom where my soon-to-be second wife was hanging out. And I said,
Number
honey,
two.
Number two. Hi, honey, love you.
let's not talk about number twos.
We're better than that.
And I was like, baby,
No, we're-
baby, baby, I think I'm about to write a song about this jar of jelly in the thing. And she's like, well, please get out of my face.
let me sleep. Let me sleep.
Yeah. And so, but I had the follow through, and I did it. It's an old-fashioned Christmas jam,
It's an old-fashioned Christmas jam,
just like your mama used to make.
Yeah,
just like your mama made.
that's great.
I once was in the audience for an artist who made a really clever song about Kentucky jelly, and then it wasn't until the end of the song that I was like, wait, whoa, this isn't about charcuterie at all. No, he was talking about how slick he was with the ladies and whatnot.
Exactly. It always ends up that way.
Culinary
Well, not always.
songs, yeah, they're suggestive.
One of my favorite Christmas songs is called "Christmas in Hollis."
Oh yeah, Run DMC.
DMC.
Santa loses his wallet in Hollis or his bag
Yeah.
of
Well, Mama's
toys.
cooking up
Queens. My
collard
mom's
greens.
making chicken and collard greens. Man, it is beautiful.
That one's great.
I like Father Christmas by the Kinks.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's a power one.
Yeah, that's my buddy Thursday. I work with a person named Thursday who likes that song, I think.
Or the James Brown Christmas album.
Hey, now.
Santa Claus comes straight to the ghetto.
Yep.
Like that's some great funk on there.
And we listen to on repeat. Mitch Miller is big in our house. It's not.
I remember Mitch.
That's how you know you
Mitch
have
is
old
big.
parents.
I'll
Sing
save
along
that.
with
Mitch Miller.
Mitch Miller.
The bouncing
I'll look
ball.
that up.
Somebody Google
Yes.
Mitch
Yes.
Miller.
He was a sing-along guy.
He was.
I heard he was high all the time, like Bing Crosby. And
But nobody
Louis Armstrong.
understands. He was a great producer.
Mitch Miller?
Mitch Miller.
The Mitch Miller.
The Mitch Miller.
So Don knows.
Yeah.
Tell me more, please.
Mitch Miller produced many, many acts. He just had an ear and an eye for what would come across to the public.
I believe he invented the Kentucky reverb. He was the originator of it.
Is that true, Don? The
Kentucky
Kentucky
reverb.
reverb?
Mhm.
I don't
You
know
lost
if
me
I've ever
there.
heard. I don't.
I know.
A lot of people don't realize
I know
this.
there have been reverberations in Kentucky these days, but
They're
Oh.
topical.
well, you brought it up.
Oh, it's true. I'm sure I should have said something like the Alabama reverb.
Alabama Shakes.
Alabama Shakes.
I think
So-
even Phil Spector did some Christmas stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he did some
I-
stuff on
usually with
Christmas. Let me
pistols.
tell you, yeah.
Yeah.
I saved some of the playlist
Yep,
of one of
we
his
have
Christmas
that.
albums.
Yeah, Christmas in
Sing-along.
prison.
That's on.
Guys, can I say something real
repeat.
quick?
Is it about Phil Spector?
You don't need to beat nature into submission. Why be hostile to nature? Because after all, you are a symptom of nature. You, as a human being, you grow out of this physical universe in just exactly the same way that an apple grows off an apple tree. And so the existence of people is symptomatic of the kind of universe we live in. Just as spots on somebody's skin are symptomatic of chickenpox. But we have been brought up by reason of our two great myths, the ceramic and the fully automatic, not to feel that we belong in the world. So our popular speech reflects it. We say, I came into this world. You didn't, you came out of it. When you want to destroy someone, you always define them as unpeople. Not really. Monkeys may be idiots, maybe. Machines maybe, but not people.
All up in your
Stay tuned
ear
for
hole.
Chicken Man and the Flower Power Hour coming up later on
Yeah.
at 9 o'clock.
I have to say, WERA they have amazing programming.
Do they
I'm
not?
not just kissing.
Yeah, they do.
butt.
Yeah, they do. You're
Okay.
listening to the number one
But
show.
It is. I was lost, and now I found my station because it is like listening to HFS again.
Mm.
For those of you who may not remember,
Yeah,
WHFS 99.1
Right,
was
they're
the
Estivals.
greatest station in the DC
Yeah.
area.
Who was that
And
guy, Weasel?
Weasel. Oh my God.
Yeah,
They
he
had a-
just he interviewed me just about 2 years ago.
get out.
What
on
kind of
the
questions did
Tacoma
Weas-
Park? What?
did he want to talk about? What did he ask you?
I forgot.
I mean, you're gonna ask Don about an interview that happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That seems
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
Come on.
Compelling radio.
But
They
I mean,
asked me all
that's-
kinds of shit, you know. I said
Don-
yes. I said no. I said maybe.
But it's
And what's it to you?
Yeah, what's it to you?
it's an
Why do you wanna know?
eclectic. It's an eclectic mix of songs, and I mean, I'm not really into the Gaelic stuff, but I mean, when they get into the pop and the rock, it's eclectic. It's the only place I can hear punk rock.
You're not into Seamus's Celtic Hour that's
Not
featured on Mondays
necessarily.
at 4:00.
No, I listened to it, but I wasn't.
Hey man,
loving
show
it.
some respect. The
That's
name of
just
the show
me.
is That Fucker
That's me.
Seamus.
I don't have any taste. But I turn it on, and the first thing I hear is Dead Kennedys. I'm like, yes.
I believe the
Yeah, the
Brogue
DKs
Hour
are
is
good.
also on Thursdays, the Brogue Hour, and then there's the Chalet show on Fridays. It is a
Chalet
lot of
Mishmore.
Celtic. You're right. There's a lot of
A
Celtic
lot of
programs.
bangers.
Yes.
The Shillelagh Lele Hour.
Ah,
The Chalet Lele Hour.
Hey, serious question. Have any of you guys listened to the podcast No Dogs in Space?
Nope.
Only when you send me the links.
Listen,
At
nerd
4 o'clock.
alert. I like podcasts. This guy Marcus Parks and his wife Carolina, they're into their second season. The first season is all about punk rock. Don, have you heard of punk rock?
Punk rock?
Hey,
Ooh,
wait. Is
you
it
know what?
time? Is it time for another segment of Who's More Punk Rock with Fred Hoff?
Thank you.
oh,
Who's More Punk Rock with Fred Hoff?
Play.
Thank
Starring
you.
Fred Hoff.
I'm going to throw this question out to the
Oh.
room. Who's more punk rock?
Or how punk rock are you?
Oh.
You know, on the scale?
Now, this is going to be an
Yeah.
either or.
Either
Either
or.
or. Okay, so
It's
yes or no.
scientific.
Black and
Who's
white.
more punk rock?
it is.
Wow.
Who is more punk rock?
I had Never Mind the Bullocks on vinyl.
There you go. All
There
right.
we go.
So, who's more punk rock? Johnny Rotten? Allen Ginsberg.
Ginsburg.
And then you called it.
Tell me why.
Why?
Tell me why.
Because he used to live in Gainesville, Florida.
Tom Pettytown.
Tom
Something in
Petty
that
Town.
water,
Yes, something in that water, absolutely. And it just, he didn't care. He just did it.
He
Whatever he
wrote-
wanted to do.
He wrote Howl.
Yeah.
I-
Well, ours too.
It's my understanding that Ginsberg,
He hung out with Ferlinghetti and all those guys.
he did that, yeah. The Streetlight Bookstore over there,
Yeah.
North Beach.
City Lights. Was it?
City Lights.
City Lights,
That's right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
I also understand he liked to slam dance.
Really?
I believe he originated the twirling dervish move that is employed so heavily today in the emo scene.
That is true. I had heard that.
Up and
Yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah.
Like those Middle Eastern dancers, like spinning.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, dervish, spinny dervish,
I
right?
thought he was
spinning
more of a
dervish.
wall of death guy.
Like Rumi.
Circle of death.
You
They're
have not
also
lived to
also
see that
very
guy
famous for the
at a Napalm
the
Death show.
Ginsberg reach around.
That is a different move. It's a different move altogether.
Not familiar
Usually it
with
costs
that.
double for
Banned
the
in
guy.
the Olympics.
yeah. Howl.
Yes.
Well, especially after that.
Anyway, thank you, Don, for that answer.
You've been
But
listening.
I really
to-
didn't answer your question.
Well,
You said
I mean,
Ginsberg.
I said Ginsburg, but are you dismissing Johnny Rotten from the
you
punk
can't.
scene?
You can't.
Yeah,
How would
of
you?
course.
He's
No.
undismissible.
So it's sort of like you have two yeses.
Right.
So it's a trick question.
It's a trick answer.
Trick
Well, no.
answer.
The question
Oh.
is, who's more punk
More.
rock? I believe,
More.
right?
Yeah, more, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Fred. You're right.
I don't know that I am.
Well, okay, you aren't.
One follow-up question.
Just take the compliment, man.
Follow-up
Yes.
question.
Sure.
Talk to me about how you catch a wave when you're surfing. Just give me one paragraph.
And then let's go into a song after that because we've
Yeah.
got to make sure that we give enough
Well-
time to wrap everything up.
Most of the time, I don't. I just lay there on my board in the water and just enjoy the sun.
That sounds like fun.
And the waves go by, and I say to myself, I'm just having fun here.
Nice.
John Lee, it's your turn.
All right, this is a song that I wrote, and with a good friend of mine back when I lived in Colorado in the '90s. This should be interesting.
It's not Rocky Mountain
There's
High,
some
is
stories
it?
there.
I'm your chicken man, baby. Give your chicken to me. I'm your chicken man, baby. Give your chicken to me. Well, I like it extra crispy, original recipe. And I love my chicken. Tell the world I do. Tell I love my chicken. Tell the world I do. I'll eat it any way you cook it, baked, fried, or barbecue. Well, I love my chicken. Tell the world I do. Well, I love my chicken. Tell the world I do. Well, I'd eat it any way you cook it, baked, fried, or barbecue. Well, if you was my chicken, girl, I chop off your head. Well, if you was my chicken, girl, I chop off your head. I'd cook you up for dinner with some beans and cornbread. Well, I'm your chicken man, baby. Well, I'm your chicken man, baby. Well, I'm your chicken man, baby. I'm your chicken man, baby. Come on, baby. Give your chicken to me.
Ladies
Beautiful,
and gentlemen,
beautiful.
great Jong
Beautiful.
Lee.
Yeah, yeah.
Great Jong Lee. With
It only took like 20, almost 30 years to get this on the radio, so
Wow.
I need to actually call. I give credit to AJ Nightenbach, who also helped me write this song. So
That is
Those
tremendous.
lyrics went to some surprising places.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing,
Wow.
Catherine.
well, I love my chicken. You know, I
Yeah.
do love chicken.
But then you
do.
cut off
The chicken's
your
head.
Bite
head.
the head
Well,
off.
what do
Yeah.
you got to do? I mean, you're not gonna eat chicken heads, right?
Don't you know the there's the
Yeah,
old
true.
parable about the guy who's like trying to teach people about morality, and he says, hey, he gives a chicken to 3 different people, like 1 chicken to each of them. He says, hey, I need you to go take this chicken someplace where no one's watching and kill it. And so the first guy takes the chicken behind the barn and he like chops the head off and he kills the chicken. The second guy goes behind the barn and he closes his eyes and he cuts the head off the chicken. And then the third guy walks around for weeks and he can't figure out how to fuck the chicken. And his master's like, what's the problem? I told you to cut the head off the chicken where no one's watching. And he says, well, everywhere I go, the chicken is looking at me.
Wow.
Recently in the UK, they granted animals they rights to certain
Sentient life. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
like he's so the person in your story is qualifying the chicken as sentient.
As
Yeah.
someone who's watching.
For sure. Octopus as
Sure.
well.
Oh yeah, right. And it's cruel.
More
Gazelle.
so.
I mean, they're listen, man.
Hey, as we learned at an after party at StageCraft, octopuses only live 5 years. I felt a little bit differently about eating them once I found that out.
I have a question though. Are we actually allowed to say chicken head on over the air?
Yeah, of course.
You don't make
Problem
that motion. So long as
Oh shit! Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
I hope nobody saw that.
Weird. That got so weird.
Sorry, man. Am I allowed to say clumsy pelican over the airwaves?
No,
Oh my
that's going a
God.
little bit too
Sorry.
far.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, jeez Louise. Chicken head. So,
Just a shout out.
What do you
to
got in your
Cheryl.
gullet?
Big Cheryl, it's her birthday.
tell us about the lyrics of the song, and then we'll just wrap it up because where
Yeah.
else are we going to go after
Yeah.
that?
I mean, it's just a song about how much I love chicken. So I lived in Denver, Colorado at the time, and I lived in Chicago before, which is like a mecca of wonderful, cheap, fast food.
Chicago
And then-
is?
Yes. And then when I went, of all different kinds, and then when I went to Denver, it was like basically a food desert. There was no good pizza, no good fried chicken, no good Italian beef. I mean, there's all these things. And so I wrote this out of yearning. This is like a love song, actually, but a yearning. You know, like when you pine for your love who is like
John,
far away.
I can feel the passion
I mean,
coming.
can you tell?
I can feel the passion coming off of you right now.
And I'm telling you that I'll eat it any way you cook
Ooh,
it. You know,
Lord.
baked, fried, or barbecued, or boiled. Like
it's a sermon.
I'm kind of
Wow.
like Bubba from Forrest Gump about chicken.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know?
Yep.
You can boil it. You can
Yeah.
fry it. You can deep fry it.
It's
you
chicken
can
wing.
bread it.
Yep.
You can make chicken wings, chicken
Yeah.
soup, chicken. You know, like
You know what?
Amen.
You know what this reminds me of? I was recently hanging out with my young nephews, Charlie and William. They're good boys.
Shout out to Charlie and William listening to the show, of
Hello,
course.
boys. But recently
Each
they
and every
hit me.
word.
They hit me with a couple of profound questions. You never know what a young person might walk up to you and say. But Charlie, I think, walked up and he said, "Hey, Uncle Freddie." I said, "Yeah, that's me." He said, "Guess what?" And before I could answer, you know what he told me? Chicken butt. And then
Got
he,
'em.
Yeah.
Got
They got
you,
you.
man.
Yeah. And then he said,
Yeah,
"Guess
Bert."
why?" I was like, "Oh, I bet it's chicken thigh." And you know what? It was.
It was. You did the science. You did the math. You looked at the paper.
It all added
So-
up.
all
Before you go back to chicken, Chicago hot dogs. Where do you stand on ketchup?
Ooh.
oh
No,
It's
it's
a
got to be
volatile
tomatoes.
subject.
It's, he's a,
No.
it's tomatoes,
Okay,
right?
all right.
no, sliced tomatoes, yes.
Passion.
Ketchup on a hot dog,
Okay,
no.
just checking.
Ketchup is the devil's condiment.
Yeah, okay.
Gee whiz.
was
You heard it here
originally
It's a
first.
very
It really
volatile
is.
subject in
It
Chicago.
really, it is for me. It really is. I mean, I was feeling all cool and all this stuff. Now I'm like, oh.
Yep.
I celebrate all
I'm
the.
So,
sorry, I
John,
didn't
you're
mean to
from the
get you
South
Sorry,
Side.
all the
You're a White Sox fan.
No, I got beat up a lot. I was a Cubs fan.
Okay.
But I
Ah.
grew up on the South Side by Midway Airport.
Did you
All
did
right.
you wear like jerseys and were you like looking for trouble? When you
No,
were-
no.
Were you asking
But
for
I mean,
it?
it was great when the
Anybody that had ketchup was in big trouble.
It was great when the Cubs won the World Series, but I feel like the world went into turmoil after that because
Oh, yeah,
everything
that's the
went
thing.
into a tailspin. Nothing was right
It's when,
after that.
it's when Back to the Future started.
but it was
predicting our
totally,
yeah,
totally
everything,
worth it. It is totally worth it.
think it
Totally.
They just scatter.
Yeah, you hope they scatter.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Got cut loose.
You open up your bottom under your sink, and all you see is Raid cans.
All right, we're rolling.
Rolling. Wow. So we have to be really intelligent and have a
All right,
meaningful
everybody.
conversation. Oh,
Will you kick us off?
Time to get
you kick the
nervous.
show off.
yeah, it's time to get nervous. Wow.
Everyone get real
You are
quiet.
listening to StageCraft on WERA.
Thanks for tuning in to Oyster Shuckers and the Motherfucker show that was on before us.
Beep.
Well, you
My
just
name,
saying
pearls
stuff
of
so you
wisdom?
got to bleep out later.
Followed by the Pet Parade. Yeah.
Oh, the Pet Parade show is really good. Have you listened to those guys?
Oh yeah.
And Taco Stand and the Clam Bakes.
Taco Stand and the Clam Bakes. I think they're reinventing community radio. It's just, I'll
Why is
go
that,
ahead and
Fred?
say it. Well, because not only are they willing to talk about tacos, but also clam bakes.
Here's
Going
the-
where other taco
Oh,
shows
that's
won't
pretty
go.
deep.
They've got the hot takes on the clam bakes, my friend.
Yeah. Well, just last night, talking about clams.
Yes.
my wife asked. I was going to make shrimp bisque. I did make shrimp bisque.
Yes.
And my wife asked me, do they have clam bisque?
Yeah.
I said, no, there's really no such thing. You can't really cut up clams to make them look good. They just are kind of like.
Or taste good.
Yeah, they just look organy.
So for the record, you're saying that visually you find clams to be unappealing.
Well, visually, yes, and like a bisque or something like that with little pieces of clams.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't do it, I don't think.
Now a bisque is a hell of a soup. Can we all
Bisque
agree
is a
on
soup.
that?
Yeah,
It's a soup.
It is.
Yes.
I had some for breakfast.
What? Oh, wow! Look at you, fancy man.
Ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen,
wow.
ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
My waiter was late.
Living large. Yeah.
welcome to Soup Talk here on WVR.
Fred, would you do us a favor and introduce our guest? It's rude not to introduce the guest. Everyone knows who we are.
Oh, come on, Fred.
All right, sorry everybody. Listen, everyone.
Make it big.
We are so honored and excited because right now
Yeah.
at Double Sharp Audio,
Uh-huh.
live to tape from Delray through Arlington. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Jong Lee is with us here today.
Totally worth it.
It was
I have a
Harambe.
question.
It was
Okay.
Harambe.
Last
Sorry, I didn't know I'd mess you up with the
That's
crunch.
okay. That's
let's give Fred the last question. We got to wrap it
All
up.
right,
Fred.
all right. Last question. Jong Lee.
Yes.
The great Jong Lee. Jive Sound, everybody, right here in Delray.
And what's that address again?
It's at 3143 Mount Vernon. Visit me at www.jivesound.com. We have the best basses, bass guitars, bass equipment, amplifiers,
Oh my God!
all
the
kinds
pedals.
of cool stuff.
You gotta go to the
effects.
shop.
Yeah,
I
we
go
have.
in there. Oh my God! So Jong Lee, from the south side of Chicago. Here's a question. It's a two-parter, sort of.
Okay.
The Blues Brothers movie. What did they get right about Chicago, and what did they get wrong?
They got so much right. I watch that movie at least a few times a year. There's so much right for a kid who grew up in Chicago during the 80s.
Yep.
It is very accurate. I mean, you see a part of Chicago that is no longer there anymore, like the
Okay.
Bremertown Mall where they were, going in the car and, upside down. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there. The Skyway when it was getting built, when the Nazis came out. And the Illinois Nazis did go to Marquette Park every year, and we had stuff like that. So
For
it
the
was very
record,
right.
for the record, those guys suck.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
And that's something I think the previous pope came out and saying it is a good Christian movie because they're out on a mission from God to save like an orphanage.
They are on a
It
mission
is-
for God. They're putting the band
So
back
it's,
together.
it's like a holiday.
She just doesn't care for their language, their foul language.
Yeah, church
Nuns
approved
like
movie
to hit
though.
people. They're a violent bunch.
Well, it's the only way they can get out the aggression.
It's their habit.
It's their habit, if you will.
On that note, WERA
Oh, yeah.
StageCraft.
None other.
Stay tuned for the all shredding spiralizer hour, where we talk about recipes that we make with our spiralizer.
And with Dr. Spirograph hosting.
Booyakasha.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Good episode.
It's better that you miss it, though, because it always turns into a key party, and that's strange for first timers.
Yeah. All right.
Like
Hard
a
to break
Francis
the ice.
Scott
Hard to
key
break the
instead
ice.
of Francis Scott key. Kind of,
Absolutely is, sir. What else kind of key party would it be?
Oh, say, can you see?
I would like to point out the two people who laughed the hardest at the key party joke were Don and Catherine, who knew exactly
Oh,
what
yeah,
I was
sure.
talking about immediately.